One. There it is. Thank you.
There it is.
Oop, there it is. Which one was it?
It was this one here.
Ah.
This one says handheld audience. This one says handheld stage.
Ah. I muted the wrong one.
Unmuted.
1, 2.
Excuse me, dear.
You're in pretty good spirits for somebody who had a... Yeah, right, exactly. Bob's our new bass player. So yeah, I guess you're right. You come back from Hawaii, you're it feels so good. Did you want a table? Yeah. Well, my stuff's just, I know, and now we don't have. Well, we're not going to do actually. Okay, let's see. Hello? Oh, it's Maverick in the Maverick. Where did Randy go? How are you? I like your shirt. You're running up there? Yeah. If you don't, then you don't. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not talking a lot of time. I don't even know. Ever. No. It never. Okay, so Randy, our drummer, and I were going to do some testing of some stuff and moving some cables around. And well, I don't know, Randy said he knows more than I. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. we go. Good morning, everybody. Sing with us. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Steve Fowler. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Woo! Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. That idea, I just love that we are becoming more and more this center for spiritual living. Not a thing, but a place to do a thing, which is really nice. A centered thing. We had the street fair yesterday. And we were a presence. We were a force to be reckoned with. These bowls, look at, this is our setup. Was that, if you missed it, I mean, we just wanted you to share this. We gave away, okay, we took maybe, I don't know, how many boxes of books did we take? 10 or something? We brought home 2 boxes, right? We have become known for that. People are actually coming up going, oh, you're the book people. Are you still giving away free books? All of these are free. And we added CDs and magazines. CDs too? They said, you still listen to CDs? Yeah, you can have them. You can have them. You know, we were like giving those away. It was great. Let's go on. So we had all the stuff, and we had the bowls out. Look at all the people. There are a lot of people out there. Not as many as they had in April, but if you think of every person that comes to your booth as like someone that opens up your web page, and then if you look at metrics on web pages, they have opens, and then they have click-throughs, clicks, like people that look at your page and actually do something about it. We had a lot of opens, but boy, we were doing great on the clicks. We took 150 of these programs for our sound bath that's coming up, and we came home with 40. And people were like, we would play these bowls. So there's, you can see there's Daniela playing the bowl. I was playing the bowl. These bowls are like, you play them and you're like, ooh, ooh. It would just magnetize them right to our booth. So then we'd hand them the thing and go, I like sound baths. Where are you guys located? On Erringer. In Simi Valley? That's here? You got that here in Simi Valley? So that to say that this sound bath thing we're going to do on the 11th, it's probably going to be a big deal. So we're going to have to take all the chairs out of here, and the plan is for all of you, all of us, to bring really nice blankets and yoga mats and Persian rugs. We want to cover our very auspiciously wonderful carpet as much as we can and create this place that looks like, ooh, this is laid out and chill, right? Pillows, and get it really nice and comfy when we do it, and we maybe figure out how to cover the room some, but we're going to make it really comfy. And it looks like this is going to be an open house for us with so many people. But you can see, and then Ro brought her kids. these guys, they were so cute. Wait, I'm bad on these names. William and Mikhail, and they were doing Rubik's Cube lessons, and they were charging for it. And then William comes over and goes, so do we have to give you the money that we make from this? I said, well, you don't have to give us the money, but you are kind of using our space and making money. And so wait, this is great. So Mikhail, he goes, well, we should probably give him 20%. And William looks at her like, 20%? I said, look, I'll settle for 10. 10, deal, boom. So so we made $25 off these guys. Child labor laws be damned, But they did great with the lessons. It was so fun. And you can see people and these buckets, the city gave all these buckets out, and we filled up so many buckets with books. So we still have a lot of more books. We don't need you to replenish the books just yet, but we're looking forward to our next sound bath. our next street fair. So Linda Romano, Angel Baker, Kathy Burke, Greg Seymour, Terry Gampson, John Daly, John Mazialco, Ron Young, Costa and Joyce, Francides, and Dale Aarons, and Dale brought his wife. He actually does really have a wife. I saw her yesterday. Yes, indeed, that was great. Ellen, I'm not even going to do your last name because it's so bad. Zeruel. And Marianne Giblin and Roe, who brought William and Michaela, and then Greg. And Reverend Mike McMorrow showed up, and he passed out pamphlets for us, which is really great. So Jim Collins and John and Darlene Bellis, and all of you for spreading the word. It was a wonderful, successful event, and I just was so excited to be there. And I left off the person who designed the booth idea for us. Big hand for Danny, who put this together and really organized the whole deal. Yeah. So she definitely made Susan proud, because this was Susan's love to do the street fair, and she made her really proud by doing a great job at it. So that's us showing up and making our vision and our mission statement come alive, and here it is. Let's do it together. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. Come on up, Karen.
Thank you. So what we do is pray. So I'll start us out with a treatment. I invite you to join me in the stillness and knowing that there is only God going on. There is nothing but God. And God is whole, perfect, complete, and therefore it is harmonious and love. And it is infinite, ever expanding. And therefore, it supports every aspect of creation. It maintains and sustains all things. And it is here right at this instant, expressing as everyone within the range of my voice. Everyone is based in spirit. There is no other. So what I know is this service is blessed. I know it's holy. I know it's sacred. Because there is nothing else. And what I know is that everybody that is listening to this service is growing in understanding and in the experience of life itself, of God. And I am so, so grateful for this service, for everybody who made this service possible, for Rev Stephen, for the service teams, for everyone who attends and listens later. Knowing my word is true, I release it into law, and it is done, and so it is.
And so it is. Let's all stand.
Stand and join our congregational song.
This is where we hold our intention for our Cosmic Kid program to continue to grow and prosper. And I think we got a couple Cosmic Kids here in the house. I see at least one. I see Dakota back there, loving you up. Maybe Charlotte's already in the back playing with Linda Romano, who is our guardian of the Cosmic Kid Galaxy today. So just right now, hold in your mind all the kids that are flocking to get this teaching. Think about it, if we had this when we were like 10 or 11, how our lives would be. If you want to know how that is, talk to John. He'll show you. He's the example for us right here and now. So we just hold that in. I'm going to bring Karen up now.
So the affirmation today: my spiritual investment strategy transforms my worldview into an our worldview where everybody prospers. Now let's say it together.
My spiritual investment strategy transforms a my worldview into an our worldview where everybody prospers.
So the reading is from Ernest Holmes' Creative Mind. All things come to us through the use of our thought. If we have a small concept of life, we will always be doing small things. First in the creative series is the Word, but the Word carries us no further than our consciousness back of it. Unless we are constantly expanding our thought, we are not growing. Growth is the law of life, and it is necessary. We cannot stand still. If you want to do a new thing, get a new thought, and then you will have the power of attraction, which has the possibility of drawing to you the circumstances which will make for the fulfillment of your desires. Get over the old idea of limitation, overcome all precedents, and set yourself in the new order of things. If you want to build a railroad, you will never do it unless you get over the idea that the most you can hope for life is to sell peanuts. God has created for you a glorious future. Dare to fling out into mind the greater assurances about yourself.
Nice. Thank you. This morning we have our sister, Patricia Bahia, in the house. Good morning. I know, because
it's not on.
Well, let's wait. Oh, there it is. Woohoo! Woo! Oh, my goodness. So good to be here. I had quite the morning. My catalytic converter got stolen and et cetera, but I'm still really happy to be here. Yeah. And if you've heard me before, you know I love y'all so much because you sing along. So I have all 3 songs have parts for you to sing along in today, okay?
Right.
Yeah, that.
We're going to start with one that I wrote with Harold Payne, who I absolutely adore. Isn't he the best?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called This Is My Tribe. And when we get to we're going to spell out the word tribe. Some of you remember this from one of the last times I was here. Okay, and before we even start, I have to call out Danielle. Okay, so check this out.
Right on.
Right? Yeah. We didn't even call each other. Okay. All right. Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2. We come together. It's meant to be. In this moment, this point of destiny. Can I get some more vocals? Yeah, let's do. I wanna hear myself. Yeah. singing with me.
Go have fun.
Next is the silent meditation, the God awareness place. It's the idea that the awareness of God is found between the in-breath and the out-breath. You'll have 3 minutes, and Sherry will bring you out with lovely music.
everywhere I am.
I know that many of you are regular meditators, but you might want to consider making meditation a regular practice.
Thank you, Karen. Got another one from Miss Patricia.
Yeah.
A brand new one.
This is
right?
brand new. Yes, I wrote this with Aaron English, who is an artist, songwriter, also based out of Nashville. And we were inspired by the Martin Luther King quote. Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King said, we're not all in the same boat, but we're in the same storm. And he went on to say something along the lines of, you know, many of us may be in dinghies, some others may be in yachts, some don't have boats at all and are just barely keeping their heads above water, but we're all in the same storm. We're all in this together. And so we wrote this song. It's called Better Together.
Mm-hmm.
We may not be in the same boat, but we're all in the same storm. Tossed on troubled water, trying to get across it, make our way to the morning. I see the sun is rising up above the dark horizon. When our hands and hearts together, there's no storm that we can't weather. There's nothing we can't do. 'Cause when we get together, we can make it better if we just get together. My sisters and my brothers, love one another.
Bahia. Lovely. Oh, I love this. We got a workout and our spirit got worked out. You know, I was a little struggling with the tribe. I hit Karen right in the face. I was trying to do T, and she was like, "Ah!" And forming a B out of your body is really weird, but I love that song. Right? I know we need some stuff. You know, we'll work it.
What?
Come here. We're the lab. We work, and we added a new phrase, like, you know, right? Yeah. So, yeah, we're just playing. We're making it happen. Woo! A new leaf. Turn it over. Because we can make it better when we do it together. Our tribe. Wonderful songs. So this idea of the new leaf and the spiritual investment, and we've been talking, you know, this month, the Centers, this month, the Centers for Spiritual Living has this theme of financial prosperity. And a lot of centers are talking about financial prosperity. And I get it. And, you know, with the inflation numbers and interest rates going up and, you know, IRAs going down and all that, and 401ks go in the toilet, people are thinking, I'm really focused on my money, my dollars and cents. But I really think that it's about our spiritual investment that enhances our dollars and cents and everything else about our life. So I'm flipping it up, and we're talking about how do we invest in our spirituality in such a way that every aspect of our life gets better, including the dollars and cents. And so part of that is turning over a new leaf in consciousness around what we think about. And I'm starting with thinking about the idea that prosperity is not just about dollars and cents. Do we need to readjust this thing? Is it going off? You okay? Okay, so what came to me was, you know, you've heard me enough talk about it. I'm a Trekkie. Live long. Yes, live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. And in thinking about some of the ideas for this talk, it drew me back. Do you remember I know some of you do, the episode where Kirk comes out of the transporter, and he's been split in half, and he's got the evil half, right? And then there's the other half. That was called the Enemy Within. That was the name of that episode. And he was coming back from Alpha 177, and he comes back, and they had this weird dust on Alpha 177 that got on everything, and that's what flipped up the transporter and split him into two halves. And that, you know, and what happened in there is that, you know, that evil guy was all about what he could get out of life. He was living a completely transactionally based life. Give me this so I can get that. Like that yeoman that he was chasing after. You know, if you guys don't know this, you need to go watch this episode because it is a strong metaphysical message in this episode. And then the other Kirk, he was the mild-mannered, meek, loving, transformational Kirk who considered everything that was necessary. So it was kind of messy. You know, the other Kirk, he just made a decision. I'm going to do this, and he go and get it. That's what reward is all about. That's what transaction is all about. But transformation is, if I do this, what will that be? And so it's kind of a sloppier way of living life, but it's a more rewarding way of living life. And the true thing is to bring it all together. And in order to bring it all together, they had to get the evil Kirk to come back to be with the other Kirk. And in the writer of the scene, what was supposed to happen is Spock was supposed to take something off of a shelf somewhere and hit the evil Kirk over the head. And and Leonard Nimoy went to the producers of the show, and he says, I don't really think that Spock would do something like that. And this is the episode that created the Vulcan nerve pinch. He said, instead, why don't I just walk up to him and pinch him? And he was like, what? And then Kirk, what's his real name? William Shatner. I really know it was James C. Kirk for me. Even when he was doing that TV show, he was still James C. Kirk for me. But anyway, so he comes up and says, no, watch. And so they demonstrated it for him, and Leonard Nimoy does the thing, and Shatner falls out, and the writer goes, oh, this is great. And thus was born the Vulcan nerve pinch. It came out of that episode. But the deal is, see, in him not caring, in the evil Kirk not caring for things, both of those souls began to deteriorate. If you don't care for anything or anyone, it takes a toll on your soul. It truly does. And if you look at what's happening in our world today, I think there's a lot of toll on the soul taking place because there's a lot of us that are not this one here, although some of us, we get into it. I get into it. I get the judgment thing going on, you know, and that hurts us in the long run. See, we do judge, even though we're not the Kirk. We sometimes seem that we're not caring. It's easy to do because we basically have grown up in a transactional culture. It's called capitalism. Hey, I'm down with it. I mean, I like the fact you can put $1 down and turn it into $1.67. That's not a bad idea. But overall, over the long term, it's unsustainable to keep trying to get more out of the resources that are here. It's time for us to shift from a transactionally based life to a transformationally based life. That's the new leaf that I'm promoting today for us, inviting us to engage in. And I think it's something we can do. And our bodies are set up for it, and it's already proven out. So there are these things called mirror neurons in our brains, right? And the mirror neurons do what the name says. They mirror. So when you're with somebody who has a negative attitude, that mirror neuron in you is like feeling that. I had it yesterday. There was a guy at the street fair. God bless him. What a sweetie. I saw him coming. It's kind of easy to see it when you're dressed in white, trying to look like Jesus, but you're carrying a red flag that says Jesus is king. But it's a red flag. Dude, it's a red flag. So you're right. I know from my own personal history that red flags are not a parade. I used to think they were a parade, but no, they're like stop. So I see this guy coming, and I already know because he saw the coexist sign. He walks through and says, coexist. What does that mean to you? Now, my initial response was transactional. Tell him something so I can win him over to my side. But then I had all of you all in my mind thinking, tomorrow, or actually tonight, I need to go home and write this talk about transformation. I'm a religious scientist. Let me try it. I don't need to win here. I just need to be a space of love. He's carrying a Jesus is King sign. Here's a great time to be Jesus. So I just looked at him and I says, you know, I can already kind of tell from your question that maybe you want to have an argument with me about this coexist thing because you're asking me what does it mean to me. But maybe you already have an idea what it means to you. And he said, I don't think I really want to argue with you. Let's just let love be the dominating factor here. And I was like, I'm down with that. Let's just love. And then he walked away, and as he was walking away, I goes, Jesus is king, and you are too. And he goes, but I'm a little king. I said, no, you're the same king. Then his brain went, you know. But it lit us up. We both got lit up. Our mirror neurons matched each other in that moment, and we lit up. And that's the transformational joy. We get to light up that way. As we interact with others, others will interact with us. Now, having said this, the first 10 or 12 times you go out to do that, it's probably not going to work. Because we've got this principle, and we're trying to work it, but we're trying to work it from a transaction, not from a transformation. We're like going, oh, I'm going to try this transformational thing, and then I know this is going to make it all work out right. That's a transaction. That's the conditioning that we have to shift ourselves from. It's very hard to do that. But the reward out of that is that, see, when you're in transaction mode, you're looking for a reward. And that means you're looking at whatever it is as an object. But when we're in transformational mode, we're looking at we're seeing people in relational ways. So we're seeing them as persons. And now we get to have that great mirror neuron response. Mary Lee Adams, in this wonderful book, Change Your Questions, Change Your Life, says, it's not the differences that divide us, it's our judgments about each other that do. Our judgments about the guy who would wear a red shoe and a yellow shoe at the same time. Maybe he's just feeling joy. Can we take ourselves to that space? And I know, you know, we all judge, but I think what we actually do that's healthier is discern. Like when you go to the grocery store, I'm one of those. I look at the produce, and, you know, one pear to the next pear, they all have probably the same amount of non-vitamins because of the way we grow pears nowadays, but that's a soap opera. A soapbox. I'm not going to do that. And a soap opera. But we all like, you kind of like, I think I want this one. Or the avocados. That's the big one, right? The avocados. Why can't they just all be ready to eat right away? Can't they say this is a Monday avocado, this is a Wednesday avocado, this is a Friday avocado? No. And then you pick the Monday avocado, you open it up on Friday, and it's black inside. It's just such a hard thing. But what's that? That's discernment. You're not mad at the avocado you don't take. That's discernment. See, I'm good with discernment. It's the judging. We don't say, oh, God, that's a bad avocado. Bad avocado. That's judgment, see? We want to stay in the discernment space. And it's okay to get that. It's okay. It's okay to get more money, more power, more prestige. We're all trying to do those things. But if we're doing it for a reward, eek. But if we're doing it so that we can transform the world, that's when the good starts to flow, right? But if we keep doing it just to win, that's the unsustainable part. That's why there's so much trouble. See, the things that last, the longer lasting things, that's when we're in cooperation. That's when we're in collaboration. That's the stuff that lasts for a long time. And if you look around us, it shows up in our world. You see, we are all living based on others' contributions. When you sit under a shade tree, you didn't plant that tree. The person who planted that tree is not even around anymore. But the shade sure is nice, right? When we're listening to wonderful music, most of us didn't write the music. Most of us. But don't we get the joy of listening to it? Feeling the sense of tribe because of what Holmes and Hopkins and Emerson wrote about, so that we can feel this energy of tribe here with us? The governments that we use, that lead us and guide us, the principles that came from those things, they gave and we enjoy. This great inspirational, motivational speaker and philosopher, I think her name is Anonymous, said that we enrich our lives when we contribute freely to improving our community and our world. What a lovely way to be selfish. I'm going to be selfish today because I'm going to improve my community and I'm going to improve the world. These aren't lofty ideals either. Hey, John, thank you, bud. I expect a poem about that next week. John writes wonderful poetry, by the way. But these are not lofty ideas. These are necessary ideas. You know, the improvement that's needed and called for in our world today. I'm thinking about the modern Johnny Appleseed folks. They call them the tree people, right? They're the modern Johnny Appleseeds. They're helping to create an environment in Southern California that most of the members of the Tree People Board and most of the volunteers will never get to see. You know, Dwight Eisenhower had this wonderful idea to build these highways all across the country. He ain't around driving on the freeways and stuff. He's not enjoying, well, 405 not so much, but, you know, he's not enjoying that. And all the people that built all of that stuff. But now we can travel across, and Dallas and Linda can get in their RV and shoot across the country and just have a great old time and find all these great places to stop because we have this, because somebody put something together. And we can be those. And it doesn't have to be an interstate system or a whole city full of trees. It can just be that we create that space for others to feel more in community, for others to feel more enriched because we are matching the mirror neurons. This is how we discover the meaning through life. Something simple. Hey, neighbor, how many neighbors do you know on your block? That's awesome. I bet there's some you still don't know. Learn more. Or the guy at the grocery store. Learn some names. I love this. People that wear name tags, I love to use, you know. And at Sprouts, just heads up, at Sprouts, frequently, they do not wear their own name tags. It's a requirement at Sprouts to have a name tag when you're on duty. And if you forget your name tag at home, you got to grab somebody's name tag and put it on, right? I call people by their name at Sprouts all the time. I go, that's not my name. Oh, you forgot your name tag today? Yeah, I did. So they just have a name tag. So just point of reference. You might fail at that one. I was just recently in Gettysburg, which that first picture that was a fall colors from Gettysburg for my vacation. And while we were there, my host had gone in their separate directions, and then we met up, and then we were going their separate directions, and the guy I was staying with says, hey, you want to go to Starbucks and get a tea? And I was going, sure. So you want to get a chai tea? No, chai is tea. Stop. You know. And he says, okay, let's get a chai. I said, all right. So we went to get a chai, and we pull up, and his wife's in front of us, and she's gone there. And then when we got up to the window, the guy at the window was like, wow, the person in front of you just drove off. She just paid for your drinks. And he goes, wow, I should ask her out for a date. And the guy behind the counter was like, how are you going to do that? So we had to explain to him. But it doesn't have to be your partner that you do that for. It can be for anybody. Pay something forward. These are the simple ways that we can bring these things into our lives, that we can volunteer. I love doing the beach cleanup, you know. I've never picked up more cigarette butts in my life. I guess it's the sand. They think that it's one of those things outside of our place, you know. Just stick the sand. And I know some of you in here smoke a lot, but the butt is trash, and you got to put it somewhere, and it's not at the beach. But we can volunteer in these areas. We can do those kind of cleanup things. You know, that's a great way to do it, because when we beautify the world, we contribute to this upliftment. We contribute to this improvement. We contribute to moving life into a transformational space. And I'm talking about a lot of things that we do, but it's really not about doing something. See, I want you to remember, we're talking about moving from transactional to transformational. And there's a wonderful question to ask about this. It comes from a community organizer. His name is Benjamin McBride, social activist, grew up in a really rough neighborhood, and he eventually began to see that the way he was living his life was not working, and what he needed to do was to make this happen. And he's actually the person that inspired the author of the book I've been reading recently to do this transformational change. And he says that the wrong first question is, what do we need to do? The right first question is, who do we need to become? It's not what we do, it's who we become. Remember what I was saying earlier, this principle, we're going to try to use this principle of being transformational, but we're going to begin by using it in a transactional way until we get used to just being. So it's about, who do I need to be in this experience? It's really to be loved. That's how we turn over the new leaf. We change our consciousness. There was a story that Dr. Holmes likes to tell of a client who came to see him who was concerned that she was living paycheck to paycheck. So the treatment work, treatment was successful, they had an evidential, as he calls it, and she began to make more money. And about 6 months later, she was back again. He says, Dr. Holmes, I've manifested more money, I make more money, yet I am still living paycheck to paycheck. Because she had not made a change in consciousness. See, to get from this transactional place to this transformational place, we must transform. We must become a new way of thinking and bring that into our experience. And when we do that, then we shift. Then we move into a new space. But this transactional focus, it has its benefits. It's efficient when we do a task. But in its efficiency, it can sometimes erode our sense of compassion and our capacity for compassion. Now, the transformational space makes us a lot more human, like the softer, kinder Kirk. But again, it's not neat. It's not as clean. It's not as efficient. It was harder for him to make a decision. It took longer. They were concerned. Spock was like, oh my God, how am I going to keep this a secret from the rest of the crew if you keep acting like this? It was a very hard way to be. So it's going to call on us as we move into a transformational space to be more patient with ourselves, to be more compassionate with ourselves, and to give ourselves the time and not go from, the Insta thing. I've been encouraged to get on TikTok lately. So I'm doing these TikTok videos now. They don't load fast enough. It's not showing up fast enough. And I didn't get enough likes, and it's only been up to 30 seconds. What's that all about? I'm looking for the reward. But I'm doing it to help transform the world. So I got to be willing to wait. This is the messy part of living this way. I'm still stuck on a story. Years ago, I was fortunate enough to have a person to come to my house each week and help me clean the house. And I finally learned how to not clean the house before she came over, which took a long time. And I had my house remodeled. All you that are laughing, isn't that silly? Why do we do that? It's just pride. So I had my house remodeled, and I was so blessed to be able to do that at the time. And it was all dirt. And then I had the sod people came, and she was doing the dishes, and she looks out, and she goes, Mr. Steve, you Americans, you tickle me. I say, what? She says, 1 week no grass, next week grass. We grow grass at home. We put seed out, you know. We just roll it out. Just roll me some grass. This way. But see, this transformational way, it's kind of messy. You got to wait for the grass to grow. You know, it's time consuming. Sean Genwright, in his book, The Four Pivots, says that transformational relationships are always worth it. They create deep connections between us. They force us to see things about ourselves we hide from and cultivate parts of ourselves that we didn't know were possible. It's so paradoxical to talk about it this way, but that's the reward in being transformational. There is a transaction taking place. There is a reward taking place. There is this deeper part of us that comes up that we are not in touch with. I think we all know it is possible. That's why we come here. That's why this teaching really works for us. We know it's possible. And the other reason this teaching, I think, works for us is we have a methodology and a way of bringing that possibility into experience. Right? We can make this shift, and we can create these deep connections. And we don't need to be forced to see the stuff we hide from. We willingly invite that into our lives. That's the beautiful thing about the science of mind. We have made that spiritual investment. Now, last week I talked about the Spiritual Customer Service Center and your Spiritual Customer Service Representative. What you don't know about practitioners is that they are also spiritual investment consultants. They're very busy people. They're very busy. They can help you with this new leaf. They can help you shift from a rewards-based living to a value-based living. They can give you support in finding ways to play larger in this God field that we live in. We live in this wonderful playground, and there's all these toys that we can play with. I'm not wanting us to work. You know, these aren't tools. They can look like tools, but they're toys. And when you're playing with toys, you create. We can create a better life for ourselves. We don't have to play small. It doesn't serve anybody to play small. It doesn't serve yourself. It doesn't serve the world to play small. Play big. Get on the playground. Open up a transformational AEC support system, a support count. It's a count. It's an AEC account. That's what I'm calling it. And it operates on spiritual law. And where did I get the AEC account from? Well, Dr. Holmes explains it in this wonderful quote here about how you can work with your spiritual investment counselor. He says that the law of our being is the law of perfect assimilation, A, elimination, E, circulation, C. That's the account you get to open. A knowledge of our oneness with the God life all about and within us will heal, ... whatever. Heal your relationships. Heal the world. Heal your lack consciousness around, I don't have enough. This stuff that we use, we bring it in, we assimilate it, we let go of what's not working, and then we begin to circulate it through our lives, through our being, through our entire world, and it heals. And it begins as we turn over a new leaf. And so it is. Mm-hmm. So now let's do our affirmation. Now we know what it's all about. Let's make it happen in these words, which say, my spiritual investment strategy transforms my world view into an our world view where everybody prospers, everybody lives long and prospers. Yes, yes. Let's see if this bowl will sing. This is what brought people. Oh, here it comes. There it is. There it is. There it is. When this started happening, people were just coming. And you know who really loves sound baths? Dogs. I mean, dogs were like, they were so into it. I think we should have just a pet sound bath. Just bring all your pets in and mellow out our pads. That'd be really cool, right? Yeah, it was beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's do a revealing prayer, all. This is going to reveal the truth. It's already out there. We're living in infinite possibilities. The quantum field is rampant with stuff. It's a fecund abyss, as Brian Swim would call, an all-nurturing abyss. What do we want to bring and birth forth from that space? Bring into form. Take all those vibrations and bring it into form. Close your eyes. Take a breath. And allow it to rise up. You know what it is for you, whether it's gratitude or an experience, a shift in consciousness. We all have our areas of work and growth. Allow that now to be at the forefront of your mind as I say these words on behalf of each and every one of us. There's one life. That life is God. That life is my life, your life, the life of all that are in our hearts and minds, all that are watching, no matter the distance. There is no distance in the one. We are all together in this moment, in this unified experience of this thing called life. Sweet, sublime, and divine. And so knowing that from this space we can coalesce, constellate our thoughts into a physical experience in life, we do so as we rely on a law of creative unfoldment, bringing into experience those things that we hold near and dear. So grateful for this process, to know that the power of conscious directive thought has a listening ear in the quantum field that knows exactly what to do, when to do, where to do it, and how to do it, and is doing it now on the behalf of each and every one of us. This is the truth I know for us all. I bring this reality into my experience, and as I know it in my experience, I know it for each and every one of you. And that's where my gratitude flows, in knowing that as I know it, it becomes your reality, for we are living in the one. So now that we've held this idea, I invite us to let it go into that law of mind that says yes. And so it is.
So it is.
Sweet. We've got some wonderful ways to continue to support our community in that old-fashioned prosperous way, which is the money, the dollars and cents. I love those things from time to time. Visit our website at cslcme.org/donate. If you haven't been there in a while, there are a lot more options on our donate button part. So go home and check it out, because we are actually... In fact, go home and check out this new website, because we really want to fine-tune it. We're finding that there's some areas that we need to improve it. There's more abundance unfolding in the website. So help us out with that. We look forward to your comments. Just send them to her. No, you can send it to me. You can send it to me, and then I'll forward them to her. Also, text the word GIVE to 805-600-5677. That's a fun way to do it if you're liking that new tech stuff. Or you can go old school and just call the office, and someone at the office will be happy to take your credit card and use that to support our center. Here is our affirmation of abundance. Let's do this together with energy, power, and constant understanding of its truth. Here it is. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and the world now. Divine love is victorious. All right. Thank you, ushers, for your service, and here's what's happening this week and weeks ahead.
so much gratitude for the people of CSL, Simi Valley, for their generosity. May this offering make the world a better place and spread out into the world. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. We got one more from Patricia. Yeah.
Y'all ready to sing again? Good. So this one is, it's called Every Heart, One Love, and I wrote it with Diana Rose Dawson, who is one of my longtime co-writers. And she and I have won a bunch of awards with this one. I think this is a Positive Music Award winner, a Peace Song Award winner, placed in the John Lennon Songwriting Contest. It's been all over the world. And happy to bring it to you today.
Mm-hmm.
People shouting like they got the answer. Louder and louder now, I'm drowning in a sea of anger. Quick to judge, pass the blame, assign the labels. Wish we'd all stop acting like we're strangers. If we could see underneath, we all one family. And it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of a one. To the rhythm of a one love. All right, y'all. I'm sorry. I have to tune. This is just I cannot go on. I apologize. Something happened. It went crazy. And yes, the band is doing a great job. This is all on me. Okay, yes. It's just something. I tune because I care. Oh, there it is. It's the B string. It's always the B string.
To be or not to be.
Okay. I think this is going to improve matters. All right, shall we go to the second verse? Sure. What if we could rise above division, look for the good, and take the time to really listen to everybody, every voice and every color. Give love as we were made to love each other, and even if we disagree, we are one family, and it don't matter where you come from. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one. To the rhythm of a one. Okay, y'all need you all to stand up. Here we go. Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart beats to the rhythm of one love. Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart beats to the rhythm
Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart beats to the rhythm. Every heart. Patricia, you just had a day. Need a hug?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, we love you. Yes. Oh, boy. What a lovely service. Couldn't happen without some beautiful people to support. This thing runs so smoothly because of folks like Ron Young and Costa and Pat and Greg Schaefer. So glad to have you back. And Terry's been helping out as well. And Deborah, you're jamming on the stage thing now. You got it down. That's so wonderful. Dee on the slides and so much more. She's our key master. Maverick makes his solo debut directing the show. Dude, he's amazing. I just love that. I love that guy. So wild to see somebody grow up like that. And now he's in the booth directing the show.
I know, that's great.
This guy, we're all going to be watching him one day at the Oscars receiving his award for the movie that he made or something. Right? And our band, Sherry Deeds and Steve Fowler and Randy Jones and Bob Townley. And Lane back in the house. We got Elle in the house, so good for that. Yes. Linda and Tracy were back there available for kids. We had one. And there they are. There's little Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Yeah, it's amazing. We've got the office support with Greg and Brad will be supporting the office, so grateful to have that as well. And I want to invite our practitioner of the day, Karen Batten, to come back up. What you got?
Thank you. Thank you. We have some exciting things going on. That's November 11th. There is a sound bath at 7:30. Sound baths are really cool. If you have not gone to one, they open you up. They're very cool.
Yeah, and this lady who's doing it, Jennifer, she's amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Jennifer Kelly. I know it's Jennifer Lakshmi, but Jennifer Kelly, yeah, she's our facilitator.
And make sure you bring a yoga mat or a blanket.
Yeah, and we're going to be collecting them too the week ahead of time. So think about the one you want to bring and support, okay? Yeah.
Okay, and then there's TikTok. I am not familiar with TikTok.
Neither am I.
Oh, really?
No, we're getting there. It's coming.
But
Load it up on your phone.
Oh, I love it.
Huh?
Weather Rev.
Yes,
that's my
Weather
handle.
Rev.
Weather Rev.
He used to be on CBS Weather,
He was the
and I
weather
used to watch it every single night.
Well, the whole Weather Rev thing is to promote the idea that I've been talking about for a while called neurometeorology. It's the weather of your mind where spirit and weather combine. So I'm bringing our teaching and using weather to kind of bring it out into the world so I can do it without talking about God for people who get freaked out about God. Yeah.
Very cool. So you've got videos, right?
Eventually.
Eventually?
If they ever upload, I think I make them wrong. I'm learning. It's a learning curve. Be patient. Yeah.
So just follow Weather Rev.
Yes. Yeah. And here's the reason why we're looking for people to follow. If we get 1,000 people following me, then we can stream live on TikTok. Right? And when we did the board members and had the board go on TikTok, they were saying, I don't have TikTok. And I was going, that's right. Exactly. But there are a whole bunch of people that do, and we have a whole bunch of seats for people who do, who want to be in community. And some of those people might want to be here in community. So that's what we're just reaching out in another format that's become available to us to use. Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. You know what else is available? Karen Stelk. She's back there for any new people. She's got the visitor packs, and she'll take you a tour around the building. All right?
And I'd like to recognize my fellow practitioners.
Okay.
I see John, I see Marianne, and Dee in the back. We'll all be available for prayer after this service. If you'd like to have a private prayer in the prayer room, I will be standing underneath the exit sign.
Beautiful.
So, anything else?
Just time to do the benediction. Let's stand, do the benediction, and we'll sing. Here we go. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
Love me with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love me with you, oh, love me with you, oh, love me with you. Are changing a whole new life for you and me. Take your path and set it free and share this blessing. Oh, I'll be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in, truth come through you, make it flow to you, let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you.
Next week. Hey, come join Marianne Giblin for Wednesday night. Marianne's doing Wednesdays in November, so come see her on Wednesday night. 5 gifts of abundant life.
I don't remember what day it was, and I didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I fell in love with you, and if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Every day's a new day in love with you. With each day comes a new way of loving you. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger. I always will be true. I know you feel the same way too. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but darling, not as much as tomorrow. Every day in the springtime's just a day away. And Cupid, we don't need you now, be on your way. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger, and I always will be true. I know you feel the same way too. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. So beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as
Okay. Bended. Yeah, because it looks like they need to be tightened, but they're not. They don't. So, we are going to.
I can stick around if you want.
Yeah, what we're going to do